Hello, welcome back to episode 46 of our Geneforge 2 Infestation playthrough. We are currently exploring a new area of Shandoka. The woods here are thick and green, and you can hear a river to the west. Huge gray spires of stone loom above you on all sides. Not the result of any awesome shaper magic, just an interesting detail of scenery. You are following a trail of wagon ruts running east to west. People have been traveling out here, carrying a lot of supplies and goods, probably human based on the tracks. Alright. We are sort of traveling into the mines. Before we go and blow ourselves up, let's see if we can deactivate it. Oh, this side path has been blocked with shaper mines. They glitter and pulse as you get close. Detecting you is an appropriate target. To disarm them, you'll have to move quickly. The closer mines are smaller, the specimens farther in are quite large. Alright, we are currently able to disarm these, which is nice. Is there any? No, nothing here. Alright. So the infiltration stuff is working. It's a servile. Don't learn anything interesting. Okay. You slip into the camp through the mined back path. A guard spots your intrusion immediately and runs to greet you. Happily, he attempts to be friendly. Shaper, we not expect you. Welcome to camp of the Sholai. Ah, we found the Sholai. We met your people before, and we wish peace with you. Their facial features are indeed unfamiliar, and they speak your tongue with a strange accent. The guard says, the front gate was under constant attack. That is why we mined this path. Our leader is Scout Ilyusha. You find him in the northern building. I'm sure he is happy to be speaking with you. Okay, so this is the Sholai, and maybe we will get a translation of the book here. What happens if we go out this way? That takes us down to the Lapidary Ruins. Alright, we'll stay in here for now. Finish exploring this area. Just check this barrel. Okay, we can't... Can we go back around here? No, we can't. Alright. Intisar. There's a common woman working in the back of the Sholai camp near a large cave entry. She is middle-aged and wears a long robe with an elegant trim of a local style. When you approach, she looks up at you. I greet you, Shaper. I am Intisar, a Turabi mage and loyal servant, here on business for my clan. Welcome. Her accent is normal. She is a local. You're at the Turabi? We learned about the Turabi from that, or at least from the mountain clans from the Crystal Worker and Dry Peak back in one of the early episodes. Indeed, we are one of the old common cultures, a clan of magical craftsfolk, useful servants of the Shapers. I'm sure you never heard of us before you came here. This is correct. Before the Shapers conquered the known world, the commons had many of their own cultures, some centered around magic. These were replaced by the overall Shaper culture, though a few common cultures that had a value to Shapers were allowed to exist in a minor form. Right, what is your craft? We are masters of crystal magic, using crystals to direct, control, and magnify flows of power. We still do this, of course, but in a way that follows Shaper law. Can you do magic? Me? No, I work the stone. I enable the magic, you might say. Other Turabi work magic through the stones, with Shaper permission, of course. How are you valuable to the Shapers? Most Shaper research is powered using crystals, to store magic, to direct it. Many of your techniques were developed by us, and we are honored to install the stones in many of your best facilities. Can you make any useful crystals for me? Ah, I assume you mean battle stones, little rocks infused with power for destruction. Some Turabi make those, not me. I work on a larger scale. I have another question. Excuse me for working Shaper. The Sholai pay well for the same. My clan has losses to overcome. Alright, you said you came on business of your clan. Yes, for my clan and business is correct. She does some slivers of crystal off her dress with her hands. The Turabi is no longer one enormous clan. We are many small families. My family has a business and I work for it. That is why I'm in these miserable mountains. Tell me about the family business. Carve crystals for shaper research. Stone cutters we are. Carving stone for the shapers is far less glorious than what we did once, but there is a consolation. What's the consolation? The shapers pay well for our work, and they pay on time. That is no small thing. What makes these mountains miserable? They're a place of failure. Generations of shaper experiments, none of them successful. My family has invested money to be established here many times, only for the shapers to fail and depart. Shaper Zachary invited me here a year ago, offering a chance to recoup many losses. Tell me about Shaper Zachary. I know little. When I arrived, he was tired and distracted. He forgot he'd even called for me. I had to wander off on my own to find a way to make back the expenses of moving here. That's how I wound up in this camp. Huh. Alright, what brings you to these mountains? I came to seek employment with Shaper Zachary. It seemed a good opportunity. It fell through. Now I work for the Sholai in my keep, but I have found another opportunity. I want to find something. What you looking for? A crystal cone. It sounds familiar. Stoneworking is not your area of expertise, but this rare shape of crystal, if suitably flawless, can be very useful for directing lots of power to a point. Very, very expensive. The mines to the south are new and barely explored, and the Sholai don't know what sorts of stone to look for. I would really like to get a crystal cone, but the mines are dangerous. I wish you good luck in there. How do you plan to get the crystal cone? I don't. It's dangerous, and I'm no warrior. I need someone to go in and find it for me. Dangerous, yes. A waste of time to a mighty shaper, perhaps. However, there is profit here. Where is the cone? If there is a cone, it is inside the mine. She points to the cave entrance to the south. Okay, so that new area we discovered. Let me tell you what to look for. She spent several minutes giving extremely detailed instructions for how to recognize a proper cone and how to extract it without damage. What's defending the cone? The ambient magic of the cave has drawn shades. That is not uncommon, but also I think there is more. She nervously picks at the elaborate trim of her dress. The Sholai have been disturbed of late. So have I. We hear whispers. We have odd dreams. Some think this is caused by the mysterious woman who moved into the northern glade recently. You disagree? Yes, this is my area of expertise, remember? My family has studied crystals for generations. It is something in the cave. What will you do with the cone when you have it? It will have to be transported to a specific buyer. Great profit can be had. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anything else I should know about the cone? I can only stress the rarity and value of such a stone. Many would pay very well for it. It would be best to find it quickly. Alright, brings these mountains. Looking for... Okay. So that's about all we're going to learn from her. She's just a crystal worker. Some Sholai wares. The building looks like a shop. Piles of goods and equipment are stacked outside. All of the items are shaper equipment. A lot of it is rusty and dented, probably scavenged from the many ruined shaper outposts in these mountains. Whoever is inside has a powerful fascination with gathering the goods of your sect. Oh, this might be someone else who would buy shaper equipment. There's no one. Oh, there they are. This shop is run by a human woman. She's a bit over 30 years old and wears a clean, tidy dress with a thick leather apron. She has the facial features of the Sholai. Her shop is crowded with piles of scavenged shaping equipment. You immediately recognize her as a Sholai, but with a strong entrepreneurial spirit. It is always an honor to meet a new shaper. I have learned so much from you. Your crafts are amazing. I am Eula, scavenger and trader. Where are you from? I'm from the land of the Sholai, far over the sea. This is my second visit to your shaper lands. Her accent is odd, but she has grown confident with your speech. Tell me about the Sholai. We are sea people. We wander and explore and trade and learn. We have visited many cultures. The Shaper land is truly the most interesting and strange. She waves at her shop. You fascinate. You've been in our lands before? This is the second time. Before I scavenged from a place called Susha Island. How did you learn our language? It was during my first visit to your island called Susha. With serviles there and many of your writings. I wanted to trade with you and learn your crafts, so I learned your talk and taught it to others. Tell me about your tongue. She laughs. Would rather not, at least not now. It is a pleasure to not have a talk barrier. One day, when Sholai have full relations with Shapers, we can have schools of speech. Can you tell me about Susha Island? She shakes her head. It was a sad place, a forgotten island of workshops, full of free serviles. It was the first place Sholai came to. It was a difficult time. Shapers brought fire to there, but I had fled by then. So many treasures there, all lost. So I joined a new explorer fleet and returned and ended up here. What treasures did you find? She sighs. I got a sample, a vial of goo, a portion of an incredibly powerful shaper weapon. It vanished. I think it was stolen by someone who came to these mountains. I have no proof, though. A treasure beyond cost, and I lost it. It vanished. I'd rather not talk about it. I'll find a new treasure. A vial of goo. It constantly shows off bits of her old shaper equipment as you wander her shop. She constantly asks about what this is for or how that might be repaired, though it is clear that she has learned an awful lot already. Right, this is an unusual shop. Yes, it is a shrine to your people and your works. You should be flattered, I think. We study your work with great care and interest, but we don't want to offend. Why do you collect our equipment? Tools fascinate me. They always have. Examining and mastering them is my job when I join an exploratory force, like the one in which I am. Shapers, you will not be surprised, are more fascinating than most peoples we meet. Also, I am allowed to bring some spoils home with me. When I return to Sholai lands, I hope the trinkets I bring back can make me into a wealthy woman. Where do you get this gear? We find it in your lands. We Sholai have been drawn to places abandoned by your people. I get your gear by picking through your abandoned junk. I do not steal in case you are afraid. You don't want to offend us? She looks at the door, then she is silent for a time. Finally, she says, the Shapers guard their secrets. They get angry when outsiders play with them. That is why poor Susha Island was burned. I do not want your anger. That is why I am nervous about talking of my special project. Special project? Boy, she has a lot to say. These mountains have seen many Shaper projects, many experiments. There's one that happened, secret, but not so secret the notes were all hid. I learned of it. I want to learn more. I must be careful, though, because you abandoned it. There's true profit in it, I think, but it will be a hunt. Would you like to be involved? I am interested. Then I will tell you. When you are ready, ask of my project. While we shall try to find a way to go home, it may be a profitable adventure. Right? I would like to trade with you. Of course, you're on a mission, I think, and things I have found could be of use to you. Of course, I'm also looking for new bits of your goods to examine. Let me see your wares. Shaper equipment. Pure steel bar. Ooh. White moss, hooked chain. Fancy bowl, essence pod. Okay. But we know if we need a pure steel bar for anything, she has one. Not that we'll necessarily remember. I want to sell something. Is there anything in our junk that we need to hold on to? I think it's fine if we sell that. Alright. Probably... We'll probably... shielding spores. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of those. I don't need any equipment. I have another question. What is this mysterious project you're engaged with? She might be more interested in like the Shaper equipment stuff. And she takes a deep breath. It involves a sort of device the Shapers invented. We've all come to call them canisters. You've probably found them in your journeys here. She is definitely referring to those glowing green cylinders you first encountered in Freegate. How did you learn of them? There were many of them on Susha Island. Our leader at the time, Trashkov, used many of them. Your magic made him very powerful, also drove him mad. He's dead now. What do you want to know about them? There's some question of who created them, how they are made. The Shapers do not approve of them, but it might be possible to make them again. I will never make them myself, but the knowledge of how to make them could be very valuable. What do you want from me? I want nothing illegal, only a location. I think that one of the places these canisters were made is in these mountains. I have been in contact with a man named Sage Markov. To you, a common human. I asked him about certain rumors. I want you to visit him, ask him if he has the information I need. Right, where is Sage? Met him in Dry Peak, he worked for Shaper Zachary, he's probably still there. Huh. I don't remember a Sage Markov unless he's that crystal worker. We'll have to go back and look. What do you want me to learn? She debates on how much to tell you. Tell him Eula sent you. Wants to know if he found anything. If he has learned things, bring them back to me. I have another question. Project. Alright. That's all I need for now. Okay, so very, very interesting project going on here. Those are just clay cauldrons. Alright, what's upstairs in your little shop? Steal your shaper equipment and shaper records, and then come down and sell them to you. We can steal your makeup without it being stealing. Very interesting. We'll not use half of our things, although if you're into like the save scum thing, you could quick save, pick the lock and check, and yeah, she's not paying more for equipment. But you could like pick the lock and check, and then see if it was worth your 10 whatevers. Alright, here's a scout. There's a human warrior sitting at this table, eating from a big bowl of spiced orange paste. He's a young man with unkempt hair, a long blade, and a jaunty air. When you enter, he rises and gives you a deep bow with a flourish of his helmet. Welcome, honored shaper. I am Scout Ilyusha, and I am welcoming you to our humble little camp. His odd speech has the same unfamiliar accent as the guards outside. Greetings, I am Shaper Leah. We're going to come in a little less hostile than number 2. All know of the glory and skill of the Shaper. Again, I am honored. I am of a Sholai exploratory force, here for peace and knowledge. Now we are under attack, we are glad those who hunt did not harm you. Right, who are the Sholai? People, a large nation. We live over the west of what you call the Western Sea. We are boat people, going everywhere for trade and to learn. That is why we are in this camp now, trading knowledge, peace. Who's been attacking you? Rogue creations, few of them, but a steady trickle, burning our walls and stopping our sleep. Constant attack from the northeast. Please do not worry, you are not blamed. I am needing help. If you found the maker of attackers and saved us, we would be so grateful. Okay, so there's probably a spawner out there. Where are these rogues from? Come from the past to the northeast, but I know that is not the question. What one who can do shaping is sending them? We do not know. We do know the politics in these mountains are complex. Why haven't you searched the woods? We tried this earlier. When we went up the path, was like disrupting the nest of ants. More attacked, and I feared losing our rare troops. Defense was wiser. When you asked for my help, you're a shaper, yes, and rogues are made, yes. So forbidden. I thought you would be angered by the breaking of so many of your laws. The Sholai have learned quite a bit about shaper ways. I find strong tea, spicy yam stew. He's cheery and friendly, but his eyes are ever alert. Knows the shapers are very dangerous, and he is an intruder. There is much he wants, and he can pay. Alright, what's the purpose of this camp? Many missions. Trade, scavenge, learning more of the peoples in these mountains. We most want to learn. We draw other fellows to us. As you see, some odd ones camped with us, and an unusual neighbor, who we do not know well. Unusual neighbor? Who's camped with you? Some of your serviles have come to us. Well, not your serviles, free serviles, along with some common humans. Those from the awakened and rising valleys, who we pay for work and who like being near us for reasons of their own. What are you trying to learn? There's so much to learn. Your tongues, your history, you have such unique talents and crafts. We just must be careful to avoid certain things, which you're trying to avoid. You shapers guard your secrets closely. This is known. We want to avoid angering you very much. You seem perceptive. You know we do not want your rage. Who's your unusual neighbor? She is a woman. We got a glimpse of her. She entered a grove to the north. Then, in speed and silence, a large house appears. She is a quiet neighbor. She does not bother us, and we keep our distance. The grove there smells of magic. What's your goal for being here? I am eager to say. We Sholai are traders, and we are tired and stranded and in need of help. We are at entrance of crystal mine unclaimed by any near here. There are things we need in there, but there is an enemy, unwholesome beast, unwelcome to all. If it was removed, we are paying a bounty. We have no such power, but you are a shaper. Where's crystal mine? He points to the south. We're camped only just outside. Happily, creatures inside fear light and sky. They stay inside. Maybe we should bring a light source with us. Alright, what exactly are you trying to obtain? When we capsized, we lost our navigational objects. Little special Sholai machines that help us steer by the stars. We can remake them, but we need crystals, purest crystals. We can dig them out in there once the pests are gone. Can't find crystals anywhere else? It would take some time in a mine, and so we need an unclaimed mine. A mine is where the awakened or Barzites won't be angry at us for poaching. Town of Rising to west tolerates us mining here. Perhaps they think we will clear it of beasts, or they hope we are a meal. What is your enemy in the mine? They are things, creatures, in shadows, dark ghosts. When we enter, there are whispers. Very upsetting to simple explorers like us. Who should I talk to? He thinks about this. No certain advice for you, just a hunch. Perhaps magic draws magic to it. Perhaps linked magics are related. Is there ever luck in magic? The whisperings we hear, they also are round home and Grove to North, with the lone woman. Maybe talk to her before exploring the cave, if she can talk at all. Alright. Where are the other Sholai? Scout Ilyusha is silent. He isn't sure how much to trust you. We are alone in a strange and dangerous land. I don't want to lead you to our main base until I am sure you can be trusted. If you can earn our trust, we should talk about our mine. Alright. So he's like, there's another base somewhere, but I'm not telling you. Right, come upstairs. Sholai warrior. Go scout where you should go. Alright, so the rest of them aren't going to be super talkative. We're not going to steal right in front of them. We'll leave that alone. We'll take your board game, though. Oh, why is our health low? We will have a drink to fix that. That mostly topped it off. Alright, so we get guards. Oh. Is there more coming? Let's go talk to Rook. There are several serviles in the Sholai camp. Most of them are working, moving supplies, chopping wood, earning pay from the Sholai. This one is different. He is short, muscular, and old for a servile. He sits and stares at the fire. The other serviles avoid him. When you get close, he always looks up at you and shakes his head. Shapers, always shapers. I'm Rook. Rook the Inutile. I mean nobody any harm. Leave me be. You call yourself Inutile? No, you call me Inutile. It is all I am. All I can ever be. He stirs the ashes of the fire with a stick. It means I don't work well. I'm not useful. Not to shapers. Not to other serviles. I can't work well. What happens to Inutile serviles? The shapers put us in camps, give us enough to live, and forget about it. The free serviles shun us. I just sit here. I think I amuse the Sholai. Why are you Inutile? I don't know. When I have a job, I forget it. I can't work. When I work, I can't think. A shaper told me once it was a flaw in my design. Nothing to be done. Are there other Inutile serviles in these mountains? Of course. Some serviles always turn out that way. Some serviles are nice and feed them. I think the takers just kill them. I don't know. Usually, my kind just goes out in the woods and tries to live. A few get angry. Interesting. Another question. Where did you come from? I was on Susha Island. That was where I met Sholai. When they fled the island, they took me along. I had a different path there. What'd you do there? I was a bandit. I did it because it was a thing I could do. You were a bandit? He shrugs. It kept me fed. It made me feel strong instead of useless. It was almost like hope. I can't do it anymore. I'm getting old and I don't want to be hated. But so if you're a bandit, you can be a fighter, like a blade. What happened to Susha Island? It burned. He doesn't want to elaborate. Tell me about this camp. You should talk to the Sholai. What do you do for the Sholai? The other serviles, the ones not Inutile, they work. Me, I think I just amuse them. When I get tired of being amusing, I'll stand up and walk out into the woods. What are the Sholai doing around here? I don't understand them. What they want? They don't talk about their plans when serviles are near. Back on Susha Island, a lot of them tried to master Shaper arts, earn the rage of your people. If they try again, they'll keep it a secret. Huh. Another question. Tell me about the camp. Alright. Okay, so we had to go along that back path kind of to get into the camp. It's bowl. Find mine crystal. We talked to them. Alright, so something's making whoa! They rearmed the mines. Don't rearm the mines, I need to go out. Alright, what's over here? Nothing. Alright, I think we're gonna find what's making all... Oh! Let's give it a little jab. Oh, there's one. Alright, we'll haste ourselves. It's like a time for an air shock. Cursed, huh? Well, how about another air shock for everybody? And a searing bolt for you. Missed. Ah, rude. Essence Lances? Sure. Also another searing bolt. Maybe it'll hit. Oh, perfect. Firebolt there. And a firebolt here. Missed. Rude again. Alright, let's try and heal up. There we go. Alright, well, we got one spawner. But there's probably more. If I was to be a betting individual. Or maybe that's the only one. And then we have the House of Magic. Alright, this remote home is large and ominous. There are skulls on posts everywhere. Not human, though. They come from some misshapen fanged creatures. There's nobody here. It is eerily quiet. Occasionally you feel very warm. Other times your skin is unexpectedly begins to itch. You sense a presence in the air, faint and magical. Well, we will have a talk with whoever is in this faint magical house next time. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.